Oh, hello there. This year, I want to take you on Grim Hollow's development journey. Our next Grim Hollow Kickstarter is coming in October, and we want your help getting there. This video is a sort of roadmap for Ghostfire Gaming in 2024, and if you come with us on that journey, you will help to decide the paths we take. My name is Ben Byrne, and this is the future of Ghostfire Gaming. Thousands of tabletop players like you have told exciting, heart-wrenching, or horror-filled tales in one of our 5e adventure settings. You've sailed the stars of the ethereal expanse, plundered the dungeons of Drakkenheim, survived in Aurora, or fought to keep your humanity in Grim Hollow. And to all of you, thank you. If you're new to Ghostfire Gaming, welcome. We are a passionate group of game makers from literally across the globe, including artists, writers, designers, media editors, and our Discord troll and vital logistics guy, Nick. We're now on store shelves in Australia and the US, so you can ask for us at your friendly local game store. And we're coming to European retail as well, hopefully very soon. In 2023, both Lairs of Etheirys and Dungeons of Drakkenheim arrived on D&D Beyond. And we're just so humbled by how many of you have discovered us through that platform. We have a huge 2024 planned. We'll be playing games, hopefully with all of you, at Gen Con in August and PAX Oz in October. Those two conventions have kind of become traditions for us. If you find us there, you can try out our Grim Hollow board game Aberration, or potentially get hands-on with some new rules that we're developing for 5e right now. But before I get too ahead of myself, it's time for our first announcement of this video, and I'll let its creators tell you all about it.
Greetings, my name is Monty Martin.
And I'm Kelly McLaughlin.
And we are the Dungeon Dudes. Our 2023 was a wild year with Dungeons of Drakkenheim launching on D&D Beyond. Lots of work going into making Sebastian Crow's Guide to Drakkenheim come to life.
First of all, we are so excited that Sebastian Crow's Guide to Drakkenheim is reaching fulfillment. It is going to be shipping out to you very, very soon. All the books are printed, all the products are made, and it is all packaged up. It is on its way very shortly into the hands of all the backers.
And of course, you can get the PDF of the book already, and the virtual tabletop modules of Dungeons of Drakkenheim are going to be available shortly as well. Put a lot of work into getting these all together, and so whether you are playing with maps and miniatures in person or playing online, there's going to be so many ways for you to dive into the world of Drakkenheim. And of course, the world of Drakkenheim is about to get much bigger and much, much more terrifying.
Monty and I are hard at work on our third book for our third Kickstarter project, Monsters of Drakkenheim. This project is going to include a book packed full of monsters, as well as a bunch of new miniatures and products to bring your monster slaying dreams in the worlds of Drakkenheim to life.
Over the many years that Kelly and I have been sharing the world of Drakkenheim through our actual play episodes, so many of our audience have seen and been inspired by the various monsters and terrible creatures that characters like Sebastian Crow, Pluto Jackson, and Veosenya have battled against. And one of the most common questions that we get is, what is that monster? Where can I get the stats for it? And well, many of these monsters have been featured in the original Dungeons of Drakkenheim, a few more as well in Sebastian Crow's Guide to Drakkenheim. We realized that we have quite the monstrous menagerie built up of our own, and we are ready to release the horrors upon the world of Drakkenheim.
We're hoping to see a lot of bespoke stat blocks for all of the monsters that you've seen in our show, as well as a bunch of new monsters cooked up from Monty and my imagination from the dark recesses of our love for eldritch horror and dark fantasy.
Now, for Kelly and I, a monster is much more than the game statistics. And so every monster has a really tightly designed stat block, but is also included with tons of supporting lore, background material. Best of all, the things that you can craft with them when you loot their bodies, as well as layers that you can find different encounters to battle against them in.
We've been inspired by a lot of amazing monster books out there, but what we thought was most important is that we create a monster book that not only delivers a ton of new monsters for all DMs to use in their games, Drakkenheim or otherwise, but also inspires adventures and plot hooks and new locations for you to explore in our world of Drakkenheim.
So whether you want to check out the book for our rules for epic bosses, or you just want all the wild game statistics for the mad science creations of the apothecaries that live in the worlds of Drakkenheim, more stats for ratlings, or for your favorite Drakkenheim faction, or just a bunch of really, really messed up trolls that have been mutated by delirium, you'll want to check out our new Monsters of Drakkenheim project when it launches this spring. Thanks so much, and we'll see you
in the dungeon.
As Monty and Kelly have said, Sebastian Crow's Guide to Drakkenheim is fulfilling right now, which actually marks Ghostfire's 10th Kickstarter successfully delivered. If you crowdfunded one of our other projects that are still in development, everything's on schedule and we're excited for you to receive it. Comment below and let us know how you're enjoying Aurora's heritage system for character creation and the exploration rules, which centralize that often forgotten third pillar of play in 5e. Our 6-volume Grim Hollow adventure module, Citadel of the Unseen Sun, is also fulfilling right now alongside Sebastian Crow's Guide to Drakkenheim. The Longships of the Valican Clans Kickstarter will set sail very soon in May, and the Ethereal Expanse setting guide is on schedule to fulfill in the 3rd quarter of this year. Our first Grim Hollow board game, Aberration, and The Seeker's Guide to Enchanting Emporiums are both a little ways off, but they are our most recently funded projects, and we hope you're excited for them. But at Ghostfire Gaming, we never stop creating. We're storytellers by nature, or more accurately, as Sean describes it, we create the tools for you to tell your stories. If you're a fan of Grim Hollow, we have a lot coming in 2024 that you can be involved in, so let's talk about the world of Etheirys.
I've battled the most unspeakable horrors to crawl upon the face of this tainted land, even faced evils that claw and gnash from twisted forms, bent on destruction and slaughter. Though it is the monsters inside us that take the greatest toll.
Almost 18 months ago, I sat on this couch and told you about the Monster Hunter class, my passion project at Ghostfire Gaming. The Monster Hunter is an intelligence-based martial class that you can actually play a build of right now by hitting this link up here. But in 2024, we're revising the class for a second playtest. And with your help and feedback, we'll forge it into a core feature of our October Grim Hollow Kickstarter. Monster hunters spend their lives hunting and killing all manner of abhorrent and vile creatures. They can be kind, altruistic heroes or stern, callous professionals. When you play 5e as a Monster Hunter, you're not a mere fighter who is trained in armed combat, or a wizard with a generalized understanding of the arcane. All of your knowledge and skills are honed for the specialized purpose of tracking, identifying, trapping, parlaying with, and indeed slaying monsters. The realms of Grim Hollow have never been in more need of skilled hunters, as monsters multiply and hope dwindles daily. Will you hear the cries for aid and lend your skills freely, or demand a high price for your trade? From the playtest feedback we've received in the last 12 months, we know the majority of you have enjoyed playing the Devourer Guild subclass the most. These peculiar hunters consume the flesh of their dead prey, adopting physical mutations caused by the type of creature that they've devoured. You've also told us that the Monster Hunter is fun to play and it functions the way it's intended, but it's not there yet and requires some fine-tuning before it's ready for a book or other project. We also have some choices to make. Should we lean into the Grim Hollow salvage mechanics that help make the class feel specialized? Or should the Monster Hunter be more accessible for 5e players and campaigns set outside of Grim Hollow? What will the 4th subclass be like? You can help us choose. There's still time to contribute to feedback from the current Monster Hunter iteration at time of recording via the link in the description of this video, and let us know what you enjoy or don't enjoy about the class. Then we're going to run a second playtest with a new version of the class in the first half of this year, and your voice will help shape the finished project. But the Monster Hunter isn't the only thing we're adding to Grim Hollow in 2024. Grim Hollow is a 5e adventure setting that explores the tension of choosing whether to be a hero or a monster, and whether there's any difference in the first place. In Etheirys, you can fight against the encroaching darkness of a decaying world, or you can embrace it, wielding horrific power such as blood magic or transformations. This theme is part of the core fantasy of Grimhollow. Grimhollow is not a heroic fantasy setting. It's a dark fantasy setting where your character will make difficult decisions and be tempted by terrible things. Transformations have always been core to the appeal of Grimhollow. They allow players to explore their monstrous side, and this year, we're going to be introducing new ones. It's likely you'll have a chance to playtest them before the Kickstarter as well. We also want to explore Ghostfire's heritage system for character creation in Grimhollow. This free build trait system premiered in Aurora and was also included in Valican Clans and the Ethereal Expanse setting guide. And there are heritages in Grimhollow that we haven't revealed yet. In fact, the deep lore and history of Etheirys has only had its surface scratched so far. There's an entire timeline to explore and new events that will unfold on the continent. We want to provide more support for running Grimhollow adventures, and we're currently developing whether this will be a full adventure module or more quick start GM tools to help you build your own adventures. I have 2 more ideas for entire campaign videos that I want to make this year, similar to the Great Beast campaign video that we did last year. If popular enough with the community, one of those videos could be the seed for a full adventure module that you help grow with us. Because as much as I have a vision of what Grimhollow is and where we might take it, Grimhollow doesn't belong to just me or any one person. The world of Etheirys belongs to every 5e adventurer who has tried to shine a ray of hope into it. It belongs to every GM who has imagined the monsters who lurk within its darkest places. So how can you be involved? This YouTube channel will be uploading fortnightly videos this year, much more consistently than we have in the past. We will be posting design update videos for the Monster Hunter class, new transformations and new heritages. So if you're not already subscribed, you probably should be. When we're ready to release new playtest documents for you to use in your games directly, we'll announce them here and provide links to the new rules and surveys. We also want to stream more over on Ghostfire_official, our Twitch channel. I want to involve the other Grimhollow writers in this process so that they can be part of the community discussion, hear the feedback directly, and answer your questions. We'll also discuss more of our development process on the Eldritch Lorecast, where a lot of game design and storytelling methods that will inform us are explored every week with Dale, Sean, and James. You can check out this video here to see an episode of the Eldritch Lorecast if you've never tuned into the podcast before, or if you want a taste of what Grimhollow mechanics are like. This video on grievous wounds and slow recovery in 5e will help set a dark fantasy atmosphere in your campaign.